I wanted to make a video about the 50 hostages in Gaza. The bishop says they're probably not alive anymore. But it's never been confirmed if they're dead or alive. So they still hope. They still hope there's 50 hostages still alive from the October 7th event that were taken from that event, in 2023, of October 7th. There's still 50 missing hostages that haven't been returned home, that they're still hoping are alive out there in Gaza somewhere, but I wanted to make a video about it because, we can easily just drop bombs on Iran, no problem, put all of our money towards that, but we can't rescue hostages for almost 2 years. Are you kidding me? We need to get our priorities straight. We rescue the hostages first before we start just laying bombs down. I hear the sirens outside. They're coming for me. They're coming for me. I better get ready for another showdown. Better get ready for another showdown with, the bullies out there. We know who they are. So, okay, the sirens are getting less, so... Alright, don't need to be ready for it yet. I'm always ready for that showdown. I'm always ready for that showdown. Round 3 has not taken place yet between me and them. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, enough about that. That's not important at this time. We'll deal with that later. Now it's about the 50 hostages. So, Bishop says they're dead, most likely. But that shouldn't mean we give up hope. No bodies have been found to bury. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know. They could be still being held hostage, possibly. You never know. Hamas is pretty twisted. According to Bishop, they're pretty twisted individuals. They'll hold people hostage forever. Just to torture them. You know what I'm saying? They would. I don't hold it past them. Take it from me that knows how to torture. They know how to torture as well. Yeah. But I like to think of myself as torturing people for a righteous direction, you know what I mean? Like torturing to save the hostages. I'll do that. I'll torture the powers that be that think they're in charge to help. Until they help the hostages, I'll torture them. Until they help the hostages, I'll make their life miserable, as you know. People know I'm an expert at torture. They're like, we'll do the waiting torture game with this guy that does the waiting torture game with us. And that's what they're figuring out. So they're like, we regret messing with we regret messing with the Wolverine. We regret it. They're already regretting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys want to make the longest trial of all time? You want this trial to outlast O.J. Simpson trial? Let's go. Let's go. I got nothing else to do. You guys made sure of that. Take away my employment. Let's go. Let's make it a 3-year court trial of Johnny. Let's make it, for not putting his blinker on. Let's take it all the way. Let's take it all the way. And they're figuring out, that Johnny wants to take it all the way. Yep, for as long as it goes. Because part of their tactics is just to make it like long. I'm like, I want it to be long. I want yours truly's court trial to be the longest court trial known ever. And I want the whole world to see it. And then I want the whole world not just to see the court trial, but I want the whole world to see the footage of Johnny against the police, like a ton of police in his face. I want them to see the police camera footage. I want the whole public to see that footage, to know the truth about the police force, what they really are. What they saw when they shot Victor in 15 seconds was just previews of what they really are. You know what I'm saying? That was just a part of the cancer. Which, you know what I'm saying? The footage of them bullying me is another piece of the cancer, of the wickedness, that exists in this city, you know what I mean? The world just got a taste. The world just got an accidental taste of like, oh, the wickedness was caught on camera, by a guy in an alleyway. You know what I mean? That's been going on, off camera all these years in this city. You know what I'm saying? Just, we all know it, but like, we were like, great, now the whole world can see what they really are. They shot a kid in 13 seconds 9 times. That's, the world saw it, finally. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll see it again in my case, of them bullying me, So, and the only reason they didn't shoot me is because they just shot a kid that's in the hospital. That's the only reason they didn't shoot me, is because this will make us look really bad if we kill 2 people in a week. This will look really bad on us. Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. So, say goodbye to all your careers. Killing 2 citizens point blank in one day. If they would have shot me on the streets, Victor and I would have died on the same day. I'm not kidding. Or I would have been in the hospital with Victor on the same day he died. I'm not kidding. If they, because I could see it. If they wanted to shoot me, I could see it. If they did, instead of just bullying me and put me in handcuffs, bullying me until I walked away and put me in handcuffs, if they didn't do that, I would have been with a bunch of bullets in me, barely alive, next to Victor in the hospital on the same day he died. You know what I mean? Maybe I would have died with him, and we both would have saw Jesus on the same night. I'm not kidding, But anyway, it's not about that. I always get diverted. This video wasn't supposed to be about that, but I was in jail when Victor, me and Victor could have been dead on the same day. I'm not kidding. It's not a joke. That's when I was going to go see him. It's the night he died. If they would have shot me, we both would have died the same night, me and Victor, as brothers, as animal brothers. The Wolverine next to Sabretooth, Victor. We would have died the same day. You know what I'm saying? We both would have saw Jesus. We would have been off this wicked planet. Thank God. Praise God. So, but that was meant to be. That wasn't God's plan. So they put me in handcuffs instead and put me in jail, which is kind of like how I live at home. To be honest, not much difference.